Hello there. How are you doing today? My name is Karo I. I'm a real estate consultant in Lagos, Nigeria. Welcome to another episode of Real Estate Talk with Karo. Real Estate Talk with Karo is a show where I educate you, inform you, enlighten you on real estate matters, especially how to invest in a way that it is safe and you are able to maximize profits. That's what this show is about. You know better, you do better. You know better, you can easily make more money in real estate and in the shortest time possible. So that's what this show is about. So there's not going to be a lot of talking in this video. I'm just going to go straight to the point. So the first thing I'm going to quickly talk about or show you is a client's testimonial. Now, a lot of you are basing your trust in me. A lot of you don't live in the country. I'll tell you that at least 95% of my clients that buy properties through me are not based in the country. So a lot of them don't get to see their lands or their properties before they buy. So they're just basing it on trust, which I appreciate so much and I don't take for granted. It's based on trust, it's based on what they see me do here. And like some will say that they are drawn to me, they don't know why, they just, some say they like how real I am and how I am, honest and I'm genuine with everything I do. So for varying reasons, you all are choosing to trust me, and a lot of you are not here, meaning that a lot of you don't get to see your properties. So, but what I look forward to the most in this business, because a lot of you don't get to see your properties, is when you are in the country. You visit sometimes, and when you are in the country, every once in a while I get a client who calls me. I'm like, this is Mr. So and so, or this is Mrs. So and so, and I'm in the country now, and I would like to see my property. I always try to make a time, for my clients when they call me on such grounds. Now, I had a client who had been in the country for, maybe for at least a month now. When he was around, he called me and told me that he was going to be around for a while. Before he leaves, he would like to see his land in Beachfront Phase 2. I don't think he is not among those getting allocated in this batch. So he said he'd like to see his plot. I was like, okay, so I made that time. Unfortunately, that was Friday, December 10th, 2021. So I made that time. We had an arrangement and all that. I also had other appointments for that day. Unfortunately, traffic, I guess, kept him and he couldn't make the time that we agreed, and I had another appointment to catch. So I told him the place was not far, so he could go there alone. So, but I was in touch with him all the time, to make sure that he's not having any problem finding the place. So he finally got to the place and he did a video. By the end of the day, he sent me a video he did. And I was so touched. Like, I was just laughing all through. And I told my husband, I showed the video to my husband that he did. I was like, oh, wow. I was so happy about this video, not just because my client sounded like a reader, but then also because he's the first person, the first of my clients that would do a video like that, send it to me and give me permission to post it. So I want to attach the video to this episode of the show and show you. I'm always happy, when you invest through me, or when I recommend a property to you, and then you come to the country, you see the property in person. From what you see on video, you like it, you bought it, but it's not you can't compare that to when you see it in person and you still like it and you still feel the same way. Sometimes when my clients come around, they are always, privacy and all that. A lot of people don't want to put themselves out there. They don't want to let the world know, oh, I invested in this property and all that, whether because of the world, whether because of the relative, I don't know. But for whatever reason, I've never had a client who wanted to put their face on camera and all that. Some just take picture with me and I keep the picture, privately to myself. But this one gave me permission to post the video. He did the video, sent it to me, and I said, I must post it. Thank you, Mr. Clements. So watch the video.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Clement Joseph Herrera. This was the land I bought all the way from Sydney, Australia, through Karo I, and it's been close to 2 years now.
Yes, yes.
Yes,
Yeah, yeah, this
I'm
is the
just
second year
I'm
though.
I'm I'm just stepping my foot on the phase two right now, and I'm with one of the landmark
Engineers.
representative or engineer. Honestly, it's a beautiful place. When I first saw the video clip, it got me thinking, and I'm just glad that I was able to make that bold step. I'm right here. You could take a 360-degree look around. It's beautiful. The topography is nice. The engineer are on site working. It's a beautiful place.
So, what do you think of that? That was I watched it and I was like, this man, that was so funny. I'm so happy that he liked the place. A beachfront, of course, you must know now if you've been subscribed to this channel for a while, you must know that it's one of the properties I endorsed last year, and it's one of the best-selling properties last year, if not the best overall in the industry. It sold like wildfire, and with there was a little delay with allocation, which got some people upset. But now allocation has been going on for, I think this week should be the third week or the fourth week, and I heard allocation is going to continue till second week of January 2022, something like that. It will stop at some point in January. This has to be like a record. Like, I don't think there's never been any developer that did allocation that ran through 1 month, 2 months. I don't know. Landmark is just on. I guess they just want to sort out as many people as possible. Um, the MD was even asking me if I have more clients that are pending, waiting for allocation. They should quickly sort out their documentation so that you can allocate to them and all that. So I think with this allocation for Beachfront Phase 2, they are trying to allocate to more and more people, as they can before they move on to another site for allocation. So yeah, so that's it. Very, very, very happy about the testimonial. Of course, he's not the first person to see Beachfront and say he likes it, but it's just his excitement and the fact that he sent me a video. And the fact that I've never had a client on video singing my praises. So, Mr. Clement, I'm very thankful. I'm very grateful to you. I'm happy that you like what you bought. I've always said that Beachfront Phase 2 is a good investment. But during this allocation, a few things came up, and some people understood. A lot of people really didn't have problem with it when I explained it, but some people still grudging a bit. So I felt like I should address those concerns in this video. Not that I have to, but I feel like I should, especially for investors that don't have realtors that carry them along as much as I do. A lot of people, when they buy land from other realtors, after the purchase, they no longer hear from the realtor. They try to reach the realtor, they don't hear from the realtor, or they become unresponsive, and so and I get some of these people come to me and said they didn't discover me in time, so they need my help and all that. So that's just why I said I should, just publicly address this concern. Now, the first concern during the allocation of Beachfront Phase 2 is the sound filling. The sound filling was one of the major things that delayed the allocation. So now that it started, everybody, were hopeful that sound filling has started and it's going to, they are going to be able to get allocation, going to be able to locate their land. I know that. But then we found out during, allocation that the sand filling is actually just for the roads within the estate, not individual plots. Now, there's something about that has been ringing in my head, even when we were selling it, and they were saying that I knew that Beachfront Phase 2 was big, and when they said they were going to sand fill it, it was I was wondering, like, How are they going to sand fill it? And the development fee was just 1 million naira. When we have estates that charge estates that are swampy, that they have to do some sand filling. Development levy is usually from 3 million and above, that they charge, and they still don't sand fill the land, the individual plots. They just do the road network and sand fill the roads, and every recreational area, every area that they will need to use within the estate or develop within the estate by themselves, they sand fill it. But individual plots, they don't do it. Then I even had a few clients asked me, and like, they are charging 1 million naira for development levy and they want to sand fill individual plots. One client even told me not long ago that he was in Nigeria to fence some plots that he bought, and that he spent 3 million just fencing a few plots. So he was asking me that landmark saying they want to sand fill the estates. Do they know what they are talking about? Are they aware of how things works and all that? So we were going through it, and I was like, that's true, you're saying the truth, but I'm not. It has always, it's something I've always wondered about, even when we're selling it, that really are these people going to be able to sand fill all the plot in the estate? Because when they said they were going to sand fill, we all just assumed that they meant they were going to sand fill individual plots. And because that was the first estate that was swampy that I was selling, it didn't occur to me to ask them to be specific. Otherwise, there are some companies that are specific and just tell you, when they say, oh, we're sand filling, they'll just, an example of it is Eastland Gulf Estate in Abidjan. Right from the one, I invested in that place, but I invested in it knowing that they were not going to sand fill the individual plots. They made that very clear, that they were going to sand fill the roads, and they were going to do all the roads and the recreational site and all that. But individual plots, owners were going to have to do that by themselves. The only mistake that Landmark, I'll say they made, I wouldn't really say they made a mistake, because we didn't ask. It wasn't like we asked and they told us that they were going to sand fill individual plots. They just said they were going to sand fill. It didn't occur to me to ask, oh, do you mean the roads or do you mean individual plots? But they obviously meant the roads within the estates, and we should have known, really. I was telling myself when I got to sites, and it was not clear to me that they are just going to sand fill the roads. It was not clear to me that I should have known, because even Amen Estates that is just behind Beachfront Phase 2 that closed for sale at 20 million naira is not sand filling individual plots, and I'm sure that their own development levy was combined with the purchase price, so you're not really sure how much the development levy was, but I'm sure it has to be between 3 to 5 million naira. That's what usually estates in the standards of Amen Estates, in that standard, developing in that standard, they don't charge less than that, but even they are not sand filling individual plots. Talk more of Beachfront that we bought at 2.6, 3 million naira. Beachfront started selling at 2.6 and sold that at 3 million naira. And then we are paying 1 million naira for developmental levy. I should have thought about it. I should have known. But anyway, there's nothing to really worry about. If you're worried, I just love my clients, because when I explain things to them, they understand it. They all just quickly grasp what I'm saying, and they don't make any issue about it. When I explained this in my previous video, and when some called me directly, they all understood it. It was just few that it's not that they feel disappointed, it's just that they wish they were told from the beginning. And that's true. You want to get all the information concerning a land that you are investing in right from the beginning before you invest in it, not later. I decided to talk to you about sand filling and how much that will cost. At the site recently, we were able to some of us were able to talk to the company sand filling for Landmark. We wanted to get an idea, what sand filling a plot will cost, so that I could relay those information to you guys, and you add the expenses together and still see that beachfront is still even if you sand fee for 2 million naira, 3 million naira for your plot, it's still one of the best investments you can possibly make, or you've made. You already made, because as I'm recording this video, beachfront phase 2 is worth at least 5.5 million naira, 6 million naira. Beachfront phase 1 at the moment is worth 6.5, because I had a client who was trying to insisted I should talk to the company, see if they can get her a plot in Beachfront phase 2. And I asked, and the office said no, they can't get a plot at all, and we didn't have anybody that was willing to resell. So the MD told me that if the person wanted a plot in phase 1, he can get the person at least a plot in phase 1. And I asked how much, and he said 7 million naira per plot. And I was like, what? Like, what do you mean 7 million naira? He said, that plot, that estate has appreciated. Are you kidding me? That, don't you look around, the estates that are coming up in that area, that how much they are selling at the moment. And these are estates that are, because all the lands within that area, all the lands on that road, all the lands, the topography is the same. They are all swampy lands. You have to sand fill. So all the estates coming up there, they are the same with, beachfront and all that. They all need sand filling. So he said they've not done anything. Those people have not done anything, and they are selling for 5 million naira and above. They that have started sand filling and all that, value has been added to their property. And it's true. So if you want to sell your beachfront, at the moment, beachfront phase 2, you can easily sell it for at least 5 million naira. I wouldn't even sell for 5 million naira, but you can at least sell it for 5 million naira. And thinking that you bought it for 2.6, or at most that you paid for it is 3 million naira. That's how much profit already. Now, if you still continue to keep it, which I believe any sensible person will do, continue to keep that plot. In another 2-3 years, once people start developing in that area, once that road is fixed, in fact, the road doesn't even have to be fixed by the government for that property to keep appreciating. People will make a way. Once there are a lot of estates coming up in that area now, once more and more estates come up, you'll just see people start interlocking some part of the road, so that they can get a smooth drive to where they're going. That already started, actually. Some people interlock some part of the road, so that will happen. And as that is happening, it's adding value to the property. As you know, at this point, at the moment, if you are looking for a land for like 6 million naira in Ibejuleki right now with proper title, you won't get it. Maybe you can get approved decision, but you won't get a CFO land for 6 million naira anymore. You won't even get for 7 million naira. We're looking at between 8.5 to 10 million naira for a land that has CFO in Ibejuleki. So please keep your land. But if you don't want to keep it and you bought it through me, just know that you can come talk to me. Every now and then I get people interested in buying beachfronts. At the date, I still get requests for beachfront. Please, I want some plots with beachfront there. And I have to say that, it's sold out. It's been sold out for a while now. So that's it. Now, I was talking about sand filling to give you an estimate of what it will cost you to sand fill a plot of land. Now, what we were told is that it costs 60,000 naira, 60,000 naira for a tipper of sand, or a truck of sand. I don't know, however they refer to it. It costs 60,000 naira, and you need between 15 and 20 to sand fill a plot properly. Now, 60,000 naira times 15, that's 900,000 naira. 60,000 naira times 20, that's 1.2. So at the moment, it will cost you between 900,000 naira to 1.2 million naira to sand fill a plot of land. A beachfront estate. Now, if you had 900,000 naira to 2.6, how much would that give us? That would give us like 3.5. Now, if you bought at 3 million naira, you add that 900 to it. For a plot, that would be 3.9. Now, if you bought at 2.6 and you are having to fill your plots with 20 tipper, 2.6 plus 1.2 million naira, that gives you 3.8, I believe, for a plot. Still very decent. Or if you say, okay, you bought at 3 million naira, you add 1.2 to it, that gives you 4.2. Still very decent. You can't at this point get, if you want to go and buy in another place now on that same environment where Beachfront phase 2 is, you won't get it at 4.2. So please, I wanted to explain this to you so that if we have any of you out there that feels like, oh, you've been misinformed, oh, you shouldn't have bought, and for those who refuse to understand or even refuse to, all I just say is sell. If you bought through me, come talk to me, sell it. I wished I bought more, so I'll probably be glad to take it from you at the right price. Maybe I won't, because I'll find another place to put my money. There's Lagoon and all that. if I didn't buy at 2.6 and I already have some plots there, I probably would be looking for something else to invest my money. But point is, I would be able to easily help you get somebody to buy. There are a lot of people who want beachfront property. So that's one of the issues I wanted to clear up for you and give you more information on. Another thing is there are some people who have not paid for their documentation and development levy. So because of that, they are not getting allocation. If you are my clients, I encourage you to quickly make payments so that they can start working on your documentation. Survey takes some weeks for it to be out because they have to register it with the Lagos State government at Land Registry Alausa in Ikeja. They do that on your behalf. That's why you pay for it. You pay for it, they do that on your behalf. So those documents have to be ready before your allocation. You cannot legally be allocated a land without having those documents, your deed of assignment, your survey. You get. So pay for those documents, and if you can't be in this present batch because your documents are not ready, you can be in the next batch. You get. Now, for those of you who have paid all your fees, because we have the issue of the company sending emails and people not getting the emails. So there are lots of people who are to be allocated but that are not aware, that didn't get the email, or that have not checked their email, or that the email, in fact, about several people, I had to tell them to check their spam, and some found it in their spam inbox. So if you've paid for everything, say your deed of assignment, your survey, your development levy, check your inbox, check your email. It should be there. There should be an email inviting you for allocation. If there's no email there, check your inbox. If there's no email in your inbox, write, if you bought through me, let me know. Just let me know, and we'll write the office. They'll add your name to the list that of people that to be allocated. Now, if you didn't buy through me, find a way to get in touch with the realtor you bought through to contact the office, or you find a way to get the office contact email address and contact the office and let them know that you've paid for all your fees and you've not got an email to be allocated, and they'll get back to you. I promise you, they'll get back to you. So I think that's all that I'm going to address. Oh, finally, there are those as well who are worried that this allocation has been going on for a while. So the lands plots to be allocated are getting far inside. A client was telling me that they told me about his plot number. I was telling me that, oh, it seems far inside. I said, where is it? He told me. I said, sir, that's almost at the gate. That's not far. That's walkable. I said, we that have not paid, because I'm not getting allocated as well because I've not paid. We that have not paid for our documentation, we are the ones that are going to be far inside, But I don't let such things disturb me. Those are not, it's not something to be worried about, especially in the case of Beachfront, because Beachfront right now is an upcoming estate. We don't know what's going to happen yet. The route where we are taking at the moment, the access road we are using to get to the place at the moment, is not really access place is not the best. You can still, of course, regardless of the development that comes there, you can still use that same access road, but there's a shorter way which they've not created the road yet, from the Lekki Ekpe Expressway. Instead of going all the way to Eleko Junction, you don't have to get to Eleko Junction. You can just cut off from the Lekki Ekpe Expressway somewhere there, maybe in Bogije or before Bogije sef. You can just cut off and then just turn and enter Beachfront. It's very short and closer, you know. And there's that, and there are also going to be 2 entrances, you know. So your land might be far from this first gate you are seeing now, but it might not be far from the next gate that they are going to make. It's a very big estate. They can't possibly have 1 gate, you get. So until the estate is developed, you can't really say who is far inside and who is not far inside. You know, some of the people being allocated now might turn out to be those who are far inside once the estate is done, you know. So we don't have the full picture yet. So wherever they give to you, just stick. You can't put yourself under pressure because of that. You can't worry about all that. You know, your land will still cost what it will cost. The appreciation will still be the same, regardless of where a person wants to buy a land in Beachfront right now. If maybe somebody is reselling, it will still cost the same amount, you know. So don't worry about that. So that's all for issues arising concerning Beachfront Phase 2 allocation. Finally, I'm going to say that if you had any doubts before, you know, if you've not worked with me before, now you know that I am one of the few realtors that you can trust. I don't rest until you've gotten what you've paid for. You know, my client that was allocated in Avocado Lakwe, you know, in that video I said, now my work is done. My work is done because he's gotten what he's paid for. You know, so if you buy a land, until you get what you've paid for, I will continue to be with you all this, you know, the step of the way. I will continue to be with you. So that's the difference. That's why you want to work with me. We still have Lagoon Front selling. That promo, they extended the promo. So Lagoon Front is still selling for 7.5. It has not gone to 10 million naira yet. I just wish that they will let the remaining months, they will let it run for 7.5 and just start the new price in January. But I don't think they will extend it again. But you know, if they do, oh well. But Lagoon Front at the moment is still selling. It will start selling. The information I have at the moment as I'm recording this is that it will keep selling for 7.5 until December 15th. You know, it's possible there's an extension. It's very possible there won't be a second extension. So if you want to buy, invest, we still have Ruby selling for chicken change. Ruby City in Bado selling for less than 1 million naira, 750,000 naira. I'll have to confirm if the new price has taken effect. But even with the new price, it will be selling for 1 million, 1.1. You know, so it's still not. If you are one of those that don't have a lot of money to invest, we have places like that. We have places like Ruby. We even have some places in Ekpe with freehold that you can buy for 1 million. You know, it might be inside those ones. You know, but it's better than not investing at all. Everywhere at the end of the day will open. You know, regardless of where you are buying now, everywhere will open at the end of the day. Of course, if you are strategic, you have money, you can be selective. You can say, oh, I like this location better, I like this one better. But if you don't have a lot of money, just buy what you can buy and leave what others are buying, and you know, you still make money. So there are a number of estates that are selling. Amen Estate Phase 3 launched. I uploaded a video of it recently. So it's launched. Amen Estate Phase 3 selling for 10 million naira at a pre-launch price of 10 million naira. And if you key into it now, you can save yourself 2 million naira, because by January 10, when it will launch 2022, to be selling for 12 million naira. So there are so many properties to invest in now. Take advantage of it. Take advantage of it. A lot of people that missed out of Amen Estate Phase 2, they are regretting it now. And somebody already told me that he missed out on Phase 2. He can't miss out on Phase 3, you know, because that company, they are one of the best companies to work with. They are on another level when it comes to property development, and they deliver, you know. And you know, they are one of the best people to be investing with right now. So yeah, that's it. That's all I have to say in this video. Contact me. My number's on your screen. Let's talk about properties. Let's get you some properties, secure you some plots in some really, really good estates. So until I come your way again, my name is Karo Oyele. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.